Because on my view, how can you
I
treat it as a
think
compliment?
I think they look at you
It's
as
just a compliment. Maybe just take it. XO babe,
I
it's
think
not a compliment. It's a girl
It
essentially saying that, um,
okay.
like I want you to raise another man's baby. Essentially, that's essentially
Uh,
saying.
I think they mean well, but it's
They don't
more
mean
like
well.
Okay, okay. Like, can I say something? Like,
Yes,
I think
please.
they mean well, but subconsciously they see you as a provider instead of like someone who can
Subconsciously,
give
they
you
treat you as a
arousal.
bait high,
Well,
basically.
no, Jack. That's a very, very well. I have to disagree with you as much. I love you very much.
It's fine.
Here's
It's
the
fine.
thing:
I
like
love it.
when they're saying you're a marriage material, it doesn't necessarily mean that they would choose you as a provider, but at the same time they would fuck somebody else. That's not the
Wait,
case. There are a
wait,
lot of
type.
situation. There are a lot of
Yeah,
situations girl would actually trade like a guy as a marriage material. That's the biggest
smart.
compliment they're able to give because they're looking for, let's for example, loyalty, commitment, sustainability. I think that it's your problem to somehow feel like that you're not
Mm.
marketable when it comes to the fucking culture
You know,
and
you
Oh
know,
my
you know,
god.
you know, you know. When a woman finds a guy loyal, you know what that
So
fucking means. You know
promiscuous.
what it means when a woman says a guy is loyal. It means that she's confident that no one else is going to fuck you. That's what she means
no.
by loyalty.
That's not true. It means that there are a lot of guys
It has
out there.
integrity.
There are a lot
Integrity.
of guys out there who are simply flexing about how many girls they have slept with. So they know for a fact that
Yeah.
it's not reliable for them to marry that person. But when they're looking at you, they're looking for quality. It's not negative comment on your
It
appearances
is a
or anything.
negative comment because the thing is arousal and attraction are two different systems.
No, trust me,
Okay,
I've
She's
been
okay,
there
attracted
before.
to
dude.
me,
I think
but she
actually it
doesn't
says
find
something
me
about your
arousing.
integrity. I think it says something about your integrity. I think the most like fine line you have to maintain is that like you have the ability, like you have the capability of cheating, but not do it.
No,
So
no, no,
like
no,
you
no, no,
have
no, 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 no,
attraction
no.
plus
I disagree.
integrity.
I
That's like the sweet
completely
spot.
disagree. I completely
No.
disagree.
Well, here's the thing, Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, I've been there before, like, but it's in the gay community. I've met a lot of guys. When I'm trying to like have sex with them, they would say it's not a good choice. But most of them would say, I think that you're smart, you're intelligent, you're compassionate, you're this and that, and you can be a great boyfriend. I used to exactly perceive those comments the way you're looking at them right now. I feel like these are all just excuses people are using to refuse me, or they would think that I'm not marketable enough in the fucking culture. Therefore, they would say I'm a boyfriend material instead of like a, I don't know, booty call material or something like that. But I feel like it's up to you to decide whether you're marketable or not.
I think the thing is
You
like
have to be confident enough to make sure that there are girls who would not only be able to fuck, like be willing to fuck you, but at the same time marry you as a husband.
the thing is that women are hypergamous by nature. They like who they want to fuck and who they want to marry are is mostly not the same person.
Okay, for most people though, like that's actually true.
That
Like
is so true.
I hate to say that.
It's not true.
It's I
Okay,
It's not
okay.
true.
If
Because
they
you know
are
what?
like if mhm.
If we're talking about whether you are a guy who, like, let's say, like more than 100 girls would be willing to fuck, that's true. I agree with that. But here's the thing: when you're looking at not only like fucking someone and also marrying someone, it's only one person. All it takes is just for one girl to be willing to fuck and also marry
but
with you at the
most of
same
them are
time.
not willing. There are so many cheating cases today
Exactly.
because most
Most
of
of
them are
them.
not willing.
Exactly, most of them. But why do you have to be so greedy to make sure that you are welcomed by majority of the girls?
Well, sure.
No,
I think okay.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
no.
It's just I
No,
don't
no.
believe in outliers. How would you expect this one outlier to be so special, to be
Yeah,
different from everyone else when everyone
Well,
I
else acts
think
a
here's the
certain
thing.
way?
Like before I do the whole live streaming in my own chat room, I never expected any guy to actually like me that much. I have to be very honest with you. But after I have
right.
done the live streaming, there are a lot of guys who actually, DM me talking like how much they're into me. So like you don't know for a fact unless you experience it.
I know because
I
ever
think
since
that
I
all
started
your
using this live
observations.
stream, bro, girls do not treat me like bro. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I don't I like my self esteem issues with girls has only been magnified since I started getting on to like social
Well,
media and
has it
streaming.
ever occurred to you maybe because of some misogynistic posts that you posted?
Oh my god.
Um, there's supposed to be
Uh,
jokes, but
okay,
I
okay,
know,
guys.
like, yeah, that's why there is a quotation mark.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
here's the thing, like Jack, I'm being very serious here. I think that Well, I do understand where you're coming from, and I do agree that there are some girls who can be very hypogamous. I don't deny that. But it really depends. I feel like it's completely up to you
I'm
whether you
sorry.
want.
I'm sorry, but like I know you mean well, but you can't save me from generalizing women right now. I can't. You can't convince me that there's gonna be a special
I'm not
girl
trying
who's
to
good,
convince you.
and
I think
she's gonna be there for me. I'm not
I'm
gonna
not.
believe it.
No, no, no.
This
This is not.
Um,
This is
is
not
fantasy.
debate.
It's not real.
This is not debate. I'm not trying to convince you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that adjusting your perspective sometimes might be very helpful for you, just to make sure that you can be more comfortable when you're dealing with girls. In reality,
Right.
I find it impossible to trust girls right now because all the things I know, like, bro, this EXO baby, she's here right now, but earlier she was like, oh, we're laying out the traits, right? Where I was like, oh, height is the most important thing, and she was like, oh, height's not all that good.
Okay.
And then she was like, oh, her
Okay,
ex
it's
was
different
190.
than
I was like,
how,
oh,
like,
you're a
okay.
fucking hypocrite.
okay,
No,
has
the
it
thing
ever
is-
occurred to you that most of the time when girls, before they even make any comments on you, that you already came to a conclusion that they don't believe you're
No,
good looking?
okay, it's different than like calling him husband, like 老公 husband material.
I call
than,
you guys
like,
husbands all the time, but
No,
I
I know,
Eric,
don't.
you're
I know.
different. Eric, you are different.
I'm different because I'm gay, not because like the
No,
comments I
okay.
made.
Okay. No, I think it. Oh, 他是管你叫老公还是叫老公 material? Like, what's the like? 他们管你叫什么？
的原话是你适合结婚。
Oh shit. Okay. Eric, 我觉得就是 like the delivery actually says a lot, right? Like if she calls you like papacito, papi, or like esposito, 或者是老公，或者是 like my
But why
husband,
does it
whatever.
matter? Like, do you like that girl even?
Like if they
No, but
do,
it's more than one girl.
So that's here's the thing. Like what you're expecting.
Exactly.
What you're expecting is that you're welcomed by the majority of the girls. But why does that matter in the first place?
because that means like you
it's
have
a reflection of what the other
who
gender
you.
So don't you believe that it's more about meeting up your man ego instead of actually looking for a relationship?
I think it means it's a reflection of your sexual market value.
It's a
Well,
reflection,
but
straight up.
exactly. But why does it matter? Why you're marketable in the sexual market is important.
Because
How is
only
it not
when you have a
important?
higher sexual market
How is it
value.
not important?
No, it's,
Well, it
okay,
depends
okay.
on your ultimate purpose, right? If you want to flex
Right.
and try to show off like how welcoming you are in front of girls, it matters. But when it comes to actual committed relationship, does it really matter? You're welcomed by the majority of the girls.
I think it does because
It does.
only when you're popular, your girl will stay in check. That's
Not
actually true.
I think that the fact that when you believe that you can be so popular in front of girls, make yourself not a marriage material.
I think to a degree that's true.
No.
But also, go ahead.
I think it's really
Sorry.
important for a man to be able to have like it's
How
really
is
important
that
for a
an
man to be-
exclusive? How is that an exclusive privilege? Don't you guys? You believe like you guys also perceive girls that way?
I think the
men
thing
are
is,
fundamentally
go
different.
ahead.
We're not gonna like we
They
can
are
talk
not
about-
fundamentally different. Like if a girl is welcomed by the majority of the guys, don't you believe that girl would also believe that she's very
I
marketable?
think most girls
therefore
have
leading her
sexual
self-esteem?
okay.我有一个暴露. Most girls have like this is often ignored. Most girls have sexual access to almost every man.
Exactly.
Like because men are pigs.
Men are pigs.
For guys, it is different. That's why sexual market value is very important
So
for guys
it's
because
still up to guys. It's not up to girls. It's not girls'
No.
problem. So I don't get like why Jack is so worked up about those girls.
Oh.
That girl simply made
Okay.
comment that you're a marriage material, and all you have to do is just pay zero attention to it because that girl is not your target in the first place.
well,
on that note, I agree. Like if
Okay,
you don't even like her, what does it matter?
I don't know
Yeah.
if I like her,
I
but
think-
but you see, what she says is a reflect, like you said, what she says is a reflection
Oh, true.
of the sexual market value. Which
like,
means that
oh, come
some
on,
other girls,
okay.
they think about this, but they don't actually come out and say it.
Well, here's
Oh,
the
come
thing.
on.
I'll give you my personal example. My ideal type of dating a top is very non-mainstream. Like most of people tend to have these kind of stereotypes. Bottoms are into muscular guys with six packs, with very like high and tall, very masculine. But that's exactly
True.
the opposite of my ideal type. So most of fans, when they're trying to introduce some hot guys, like they exactly introduce a totally opposite type of my ideal type. but I never got offended by it because all it matters is that I met someone that I actually do like. So if those masculine guys they believe that I'm too feminine, I'm too girlish, I'm sissy, I don't really give a fuck.
True.
That's not what I'm
Oh,
looking for.
okay.
So it really matters, Jack. What are you looking for specifically?
Oh, okay. I think both of you, like, I think I get Eric's point now. It's like, if you don't even like her, why would you give a shit? Right?
Yeah.
Like, if, like, as long
She
as
literally means
No,
nothing
but
to
you
you.
see the difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. Okay. Eric, you get a lot of feedbacks from the market that you want to like, or rather, the whole market as a whole, right? The whole sexual market as a whole. You get a lot of feedbacks.
right.
I don't get a whole lot of feedbacks. The only feedbacks I get are either attacks on my appearance or shit like 你适合结婚. So how do you think I will react?
No, Jack. We never talked about it. Have I ever told you that I basically got rejected on dating apps all the time?
Oh, come
I'm
on.
talking about
Oh,
all the
I
time.
didn't know about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I can literally.
But you know what, Eric? The amount of rejection you get is probably way higher. Not way higher, but like the amount of exposure you get on dating apps is probably way above what I get. I don't even get.
I don't know that in terms of like specific numbers, but let me tell you this. There was one time I was really horny, so I actually contacted, let's say, more than 20 guys. All of them rejected me.
Oh.
But I never
you know-
complained about it because you know what?
You know what?
There are
You know
20
what, Eric?
more.
I'm gonna
There
be
are
real.
20
okay?
more.
You got 20 rejections, right?
20 rejections in 30 minutes. How do you
In
feel
30
about
minutes.
it?
You know how many? You know how long it takes me to get 20
It's
rejections?
not
on
a
social-
competition,
You know
Jack.
how long it takes me to get 20 rejections
Wait,
on dating apps?
Jack.
It takes me
No.
2 years. It takes me 2 years to get 20
Attention.
rejections on a dating app, and more than half of them are ghosts. They don't even say anything back. They just ghost me.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the mechanism might be a little bit different, but all I did was just, do you want to have sex? They said no, or they don't responding to my messages. That's all that happened. We never had a conversation or anything about it.
And you know what the thing is? For me, it was like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jack. You know, like we try to talk a bit. I try to invite them out. I don't go straight to sex. And you know what? I get ghosted out of nowhere, dude. I don't even.
Well,
get that
I don't even
massive-
say hi. My name is Eric. Stuff like that. All I ask, do you want to have sex?
I've used so many dating apps. I have, bro. I have.
Well,
spent
I
so
think
much
that you're
money on dating.
digressing a little bit. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. I feel like that everybody got rejected.
Yeah. Everybody get.
No matter
rejected
how
at some
hard,
point.
like no matter
How
how
hot you
cute
are.
or handsome like you are,
Yeah.
like you always got rejected. That
I got
applies to
rejected.
everyone.
Yes, I
I
do
get that.
agree with that. Everyone faces rejection.
And you don't need to be welcomed by the majority of the people.
You do.
Okay.
need to be.
I disagree.
I disagree with that
disagree.
wholeheartedly. I'm sorry.
Like, okay. I actually disagree because, like, for males and females, it's different because, like, just like I said, like, you have to be competitive as a, like, at least in the heterosexual sexual
Exactly.
market. Like, you have to be competitive, like, among most men because,
No.
like, you're
Here's the
competing.
thing.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I feel like, think about it. Like when we're talking about what's actually happening in the market, you guys at least have the marriage to consider. But for gay people or any kind of marginalized group people, sex is all that matters.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
So if your logic applies, don't you believe that I should probably have a lower self-esteem than you do? Because like at least there will be some people who are saying you're good for marriage, but they're basically like in gay culture, it's basically fuckable versus non-fuckable.
Okay. Yeah. I understand you.
But even
think-
on that pretext, I think that all that matters is that how you perceive yourself. Because most of the time
It's
when
okay.
I'm
I don't. Nobody finds me fuckable anyway. I don't get laid.
Wait, Eric, I think you're so nice. Like, this is like why I like you.
Yeah. This is
like,
why I
as a
love
person.
Eric as well.
Cause the thing is, most people don't operate like the way you do. That's why, like,
See,
you know.
the thing is like you see when I talk about these kind of topics in my debate, like
I-
in my stream, right? I get all kinds of people coming here. They just make sly comments or they just attack me personally. They don't actually come in here and like they don't tackle my argument or they tackle my point. And this is why I love Eric so much because he just comes in and he makes really really good points and he makes me sort of consider it. But I'm not,
I'm not trying to convince you. I just want to comfort you. It's okay.
I know. The thing is, I understand you and I thank you. I appreciate what you've done, but it's not going to change my generalization.
I
of
know.
women.
Yeah, I can
I'm
tell.
sorry. I'm
I think-
extremely jaded towards women right now. I'm just.
Guys. Okay, think there, like, let me just reinstate your point, right? Like Eric basically said, it doesn't really matter what their comment is, as long as you're not into them. Because if your goal is to find one reliable partner, if she likes you for you, that's all that matters, right? So like that's what Eric is saying, and what
Yes,
Jack is saying is if you're not competitive enough, it's hard since women are in general hypergamous. They're gonna be looking for the top guys. So if I am not one of those pop guys, my rate of success in finding a suitable partner is low.
I
So
understand
both
that
have their
100%, but I just feel like,
yeah.
yeah, just because it's low does not necessarily mean that it's 0%. But the dangerous thing is
Oh
that
right.
if you're constantly reinforcing that message by telling yourself girls in general are hypogamous and there is basically, you have a very low rate of marketing yourself in the dating I don't know,
It's
like
gonna
the
work against
community,
you.
then
It's gonna
the
work against
chances
you.
and the
Yeah.
odds will be lower and lower because your low self-esteem will help you consolidate that kind of perception, and that will lead you to an even
Oh.
more
okay, yeah, I see,
disadvantaged
I see
position.
that too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause the thing
Your
is,
own,
like,
I'm sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think I think Eric like hit on a sweet spot. It's kind of like yes, like a lot of people are hypergamous. Like male have hypergamy too,
Yeah, yeah.
but like the thing is, the level varies, right? Like you may be like 15% hypergamous. I may
Yeah,
be 85%, right? If you find a girl who's like generally good, who is only let's say like 5%, let's just measure it. And then she might be like literally close to zero. Like that doesn't really matter to your relationship anyways, and she likes you for you. And then like you telling yourself everybody's 50% like hypergamous will actually hinder your relationship with her because you're reinforcing conditioning.
yes,
So
exactly,
like
precisely. And you know what? Here's the
so
thing.
like
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
你说，
Yeah.
Like,
嗯
I had so many experiences before where guys tell me, you know what, you just have a higher standard. You just don't want to compromise. Nobody deserves you. But you all know deep in your heart, these are all excuses for them to reject you because they don't find you attractive enough. I know that for a fact, but that's okay. Like, why does
So
it matter,
true.
right? If you are really that type of person, I don't think that it will lead us to a
Mhm.
very sustainable relationship. So that's fine. That's okay. And I'm convinced either I don't need a relationship to sustain myself, or if I'm looking for one, it has to be the one that support me 100%. I really don't compromise. I don't have to. I don't need to be well liked by the majority of the people.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I
Yeah.
have a really like thing I have to consider, right? Like so I've been thinking about this, right? Because all this like anti like marriage like narratives here in the US and in China, right? Because it's kind of like I start to feel like I start to but I'm pretty traditional, so I think like I will definitely get married, but the thing is like I start to wonder what not marrying is like, but it's actually kind of scares me, right? When you think about it, if you're like 70 years old and you don't have any kids and you don't have grandkids, like how lonely would you be like with your I don't know with your partner or not with your partner at all? Like I think that's the one of the things that scares me is like yes, you might have the ability to be alone when you're working on your purpose as a man or a woman, but when you're getting to that point that like you're already retired, will working on your purpose fulfill your void, or seeing all the kids playing on the playground and seeing your kids being successful, is that more fulfilling than just working on a purpose? And I think getting married, like one, at least for me, getting married is so important is because I don't want to be the person who's alone in a, like,
Yeah, yeah.
in a,
Honestly, it's
in
just
a
not
place
not
that
living
like
regrets,
nobody
right?
gives a shit about me. And yeah, so like I will definitely personally I will get married because literally simply because of that. And I want to take care of my woman, and I would love my woman to take care of me, and we want to take care of our kids, our grandkids, watch them grow, is their legacy. Like, and I think even for like, homosexual people, like gay people, like you guys will find your partners, you guys will have someone, maybe adopt a kid and just watch them grow. And I think that's so important, even it's like quote unquote illegal or whatever. But I think it's so important to have that like I accomplished something in life and I'm not alone. I left a mark in this world before I leave. So like I don't know, at least I see it in a much deeper way than like just procreation and fucking and love, like, you know, like I just want company, honestly.
I would agree with that, but at the same time, I actually have a few friends who are so much older than I am, and they've been gay couple for, let's say, more than 10 years, and I learned a lot from them. They are examples of people who are choosing surrogacy and also adoption, and they're definitely
Right.
also examples where they just remain single, like just be on their own. And for different groups, I honestly don't see too much difference in terms of their level of happiness. I agree with you, Tommy. I feel like that in general,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, when you have families, when you have kids, grandkids, these are like very amazing things, right? Great relationships for you to nurture. But at the same time,
Right.
I always believe, at least right now, what I believe in is I really don't want to attach too much significance to somebody else.
Oh.
I think that I am self-sufficient very much to a level that I do believe I can take care of myself. I don't need, if I'm bringing a kid into this world without providing 100% sense of security and all different kinds of, well, avoid, like trying my best to help him or her avoid all different kinds of risky situations, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sign up for it.
Yeah, I think like for me personally, it's just that like I wouldn't say I'm so afraid of being alone. It's just that like I cannot imagine